Today, on another episode of Cooper's Clips, I return to Kentwood's old garment factory to talk to Paul Socher, the owner of Cajun Prep, a new Amazon-related business in town. Paul's been hard at work for the past 2 years, and he's optimistic about the future of his business. Here's what he had to say. So Paul, it's been about 2 years since I've been out here. How have the initial years of your business been?
Explosive growth. We've been it's been a lot of challenges, but many of them we've been able to overcome. Been able to grow faster than I expected, for sure.
Well, that's great. So for people unfamiliar with the term, what is an Amazon Prep Center?
So we're a middleman between the Amazon seller and the Amazon fulfillment center. So everybody knows about Prime 2-day shipping. What's happening is these Amazon sellers are buying inventory from their supplier, and instead of shipping it to their warehouse, they send it to us. We handle the inventory for them and send it to Amazon, or we ship it directly to the customer.
So if I order something on 2-day shipping, I can come here and get it a day early?
Do not come here. Absolutely not.
No. So I've seen you've made a lot of changes to this venue since you've gotten here and since you've been here a year ago. What was the biggest challenge in converting it into a space that would be able to be used for Amazon?
Yeah, so when I purchased the building, it was just a big metal box. And it's allowed, with the type of work that we're doing, having a blank open landscape is really helpful. Recently, you can see we've added some racks, and so that's changed up how we do things a little bit. But outfitting the building to do our job well wasn't extremely difficult, but we're always looking at getting better and faster, whether making it nicer for the employees or nicer for appearance, and or just in general just upgrading the building. But
so I see a lot of shoe boxes everywhere. What sort of variety of products do you house in your warehouse?
So we do everything under the sun. So if you've seen it in a big box store, you might see it in our warehouse. From shoes to bike parts to grocery items, clothing, just again across the board. And the specifics of what's being sold is really dependent on the client that we have. So the shoes, this is a high volume Amazon seller that also sells on their own website and in brick and mortar retail stores in the Northeast. And so they're just all over the place, and they're utilizing us as one of their hubs to ship product direct to the consumer. But yeah, we'll get just a wide variety. We'll take pretty much any product out there that you would see being sold on Amazon.
Okay. And so where are most of the people that use Cajun Prep as a service, where are they based out of?
All over the country, even actually all over the world. Some of our clients are, they're in Europe or they're in Australia, but we also have clients that are based out of New Orleans. So they're all over.
Well, that's great. So how did you get your start doing business with Amazon? Do you have a background in warehousing?
No background in warehousing. I call myself the $300 kid. I started with $300 about 7 years ago, doing retail arbitrage, which is going to retail stores like Walmart, Target, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, buying inventory there, and then shipping it to Amazon's fulfillment centers. And from there, I grew my Amazon business, opened up a second Amazon business, and then slowly needed some square footage for my personal businesses, and then opened up the service to handle inventory for other Amazon sellers.
Okay, great. So you mentioned that everything started to kick off during the beginning of the pandemic. How did the increase in online sales benefit your business?
So for us, obviously just e-commerce sales in general have gone up across the board, regardless of the industry. And for the particular clients that we have, they have only gotten larger and larger. And so, February of last year is when we started, February 2020. And it was a slow start, but once we started, word got out of the work that we do and how well we do it, meeting service level agreements, meaning it's out the door in 48 hours and on time and accurate and all those things. We've slowly grown in that regard. But in terms of the pandemic, just online shopping in general has gotten larger. And regardless of the pandemic, it only gets larger and larger shopping online. So with that, we've done our part in marketing, getting really key partners, and just getting clients in the door.
Okay, so then moving on to recent events, how have recent shortages affected your business, if at all?
So we're not feeling the squeeze yet, but I know it's coming. For instance, some of our suppliers get items out of Vietnam. Vietnam was shut down for 10 weeks. Eventually, that inventory will run out. We're probably thinking January, February of 2022 is when we'll start to see some of those effects. But up to this point, it's been nuts. We've just been getting pummeled with inventory. But again, a lot of these orders, you think of brand names that you're very used to seeing in big box stores, those companies eventually will start to see shortages. But we haven't seen it yet. I know it's coming. How much? That's to be determined.
Well, it's good to hear it hasn't hit you yet, and hopefully it doesn't hit you that hard.
Right.
So myself, along with a lot of other people in the community, have looked at the Unity fiber map, and there are fiber optic cables running through town along the railroad tracks and down Highway 38. So how would access to fiber optic cables benefit your business?
So it would allow us to just do our jobs a lot faster. When we have to sit and look at a computer and it's spinning a little wheel waiting for it to load because the Wi-Fi is too slow, it would just diminish all of that. And so if you think about running a business and the amount of time that is, for that person sitting there, waiting, to make all that disappear.
Hopefully with the new library being built, that will increase some more traffic for people wanting to develop in Kentwood, and that would in turn possibly benefit your business.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you did mention that you were looking for more employees and that you were wanting to hire people locally to be able to generate jobs for the area. How has the progress been in that respect?
It's been challenging. The labor force has been, over this past year with COVID and those things, it's been very difficult. I feel like we've been very lucky with the people that we've been able to bring on, from Hammond, Amite, here all the way, north of into Mississippi even. But because of our exponential growth, adding additional employees has been difficult, finding the right fit for our business. But we're always looking. We probably should be doubling our staff here within the next 3 to 6 months.
Well, that's great. And how much staff do you have currently?
About 15.
Okay. So what can someone expect when they start working for Cajun Prep, and why should they work for Cajun Prep?
So we do on-the-job training. We just throw you to the wolves. And with the type of work that we're doing, we have these lines set up that are processing inventory. We have computers as well that are needed for doing that process. We have relatively sophisticated software, so there's a little bit of training in catching people up on all those things. This isn't your typical warehouse where we say, hey, go pick those 10 cases and then put them on the pallet. It's a lot more involved, detail-oriented. So if you're buying anything off Amazon, when it comes to that Amazon box, in theory, that product should be packaged really well, displayed really well. So for example, we might take, let's just say it's 2 toothbrushes and we have a case pack of 12, break those apart, put them into 2 packs. So we have a heat tunnel where we're doing professional heat shrink on products, and then we're also doing just regular poly bags. So we train on all those things, but they can also expect to be part of a team. One of the things that I really pride myself on with this company is that everybody works together to solve problems. And I've really tried hard to keep it that way. Not this individualistic, I'm going to do my thing over here or there. Everybody works together to collaborate to get the job done.
Okay, and that's great to hear. And it's also great to see that you are growing and that it is going to be something that will create a lot of jobs for the area, because a big complaint for Kentwood is that you have to drive 15 to 20 miles for minimum wage work. Mm-hmm. So it's good that, especially in such an advanced industry, that something is being offered.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if someone's interested in working here, what's the best way to contact you?
They can email us at support@cajunprep.com, or depending on when you watch this video, we'll probably have a page on our website at cajunprep.com where they can go and apply.
Well, I'm happy to hear that things are going good here at Cajun Prep, and I'm glad to have you as a part of the community.
My pleasure.
Thanks for watching. If you liked that video, please remember to like, comment, and share. And you can check out my other stuff at councilmancooper.com and discoverkentwood.com. I'll see you next time.